Alright, so on my agenda today, I've got this. I pulled this little sunroof out of a Cavalier in a boneyard. Aftermarket SFC model. Seems to work pretty nice. It's got all the components. Looks like it just sandwiches together on the steel, you know, and everything. So I'm going to cut a hole in the roof. My headliner is crap anyways. It's got all sorts of rusty pins in it. It's got tears and whatnot. So I'm going to probably make a new headliner. Cut the cardboard to match. Still going to try and get the extra windows to put here and do the downgrade to the 024. I had access to parts, but changed that plan. Then I gotta clean this up. Apparently, I tried to turn my car into a race burner. So, yeah. And so I had to remove a pretty good amount of molding in order to get up and get the side moldings off. And I got that metal piece off that's also holding them in. So we got 1, 2, and then 3, the part that goes along the top here, to get both the pillars off properly without breaking them. And then of course there was 4 steel pieces of molding that go along the top ridges. Lots of old insulation there. The dome light just pops right out, no friggin' problem there. And then you can release the dome light, swear it in. Pretty simple. I might install a second dome light. So there's the old headliner. The board itself is still good, if not a little warped. I'll get some new material for it. Obviously I have to take out the visors and the rearview mirror. Thing you gotta be careful for some of these older Dodges. They have this plastic rot where it gets really brittle. And it's not terribly strong anymore. So you gotta be careful of that. Other than that, time to mark it up and cut the hole. Just keeping in mind, I got the brace beam right here. It's steel structure. No problem. Should be pretty spiff and shouldn't be too bad. Alright, I have prepared the main assembly for the sunroof. And I've measured out the hole for the roof. And I've measured it out to be about 7 1/4 inches from the tip of the molding to the edge. And then about 7 1/16 to the edge of the molding on both sides. Try to make sure it's as even as possible. I don't care if it's not perfect. This is about time where I remind you that SpaZZco is a retarded place, and we do things like cut holes in our roofs. So this kind of fun is not recommended for those who are weak in the stomach. I will be cutting a hole in my roof. There's no turning around and saying, nope, I've decided I'm not going to do it. Unless if you have a real raging piece of shit. And then if you cut a hole in the roof, you could probably just put duct tape over it and call it a day. No, I'm going to try better than that. But this car is not worth a lot, so I shall have my fun with it. I may have made a mistake. We don't know yet.
I can just weld it back on.
Yeah. Look! A hole! I'm probably going to need to do some trimming to get it to fit in there. Well, it's pretty forgiving actually, so it might pop in there and just kind of fit in there. Once I screw it down, look, a sunroof! It's got some gaps. Here, let me see here. Oh, it doesn't need to move that far, just a little bit. Oh, a little bit of RTV silicone and
you may have to bend it.
duct tape. Oh, it'll be fine actually, the gaps aren't that bad at all. Yeah, it's big enough to cover up the gaps, so. Yeah, there we go. Fucking sunroof. Fucking right. It's a skinny one too, isn't it? Awesome. There we go. Something like that. Let me see. Oh yeah, I think he's turned. Like that, and then clip, and then clip. Push with it like that. Like that, and then like that. Hey, look at that. There we go. Yeah. Paint that bitch black so the light don't come through it. There we go. Go higher. Oh, it does. Cool. I'm gonna fail all over the place here. You okay in there, Phil? Okay, so here we stand. It is Mother's Day, May... The hell day is it? May 9th? Anyways, the other day that I've seen footage on here, like I said, it's all going to be edited together. My window had been shot out of the car. So I've at least got that all cleaned up. I didn't bother completely putting the door back together because I'm going up north with my dad's van to pick up the trailer and my mower tomorrow in the afternoon, and I'm going to grab the extra window and some other parts. But to finish the video, here is the sunroof. Looks alright. Just the last thing I was going to do is I was going to spray black over the whole thing, including the sunroof. Because it's kind of nice as it is, you know, having the light shine through. The sunlight gets a little annoying when it's shining through there, like I know in the Mazda. I put it kind of close to the visors, kind of like that way. I guess you can't see it too on the camera. I've got the liner I got is black. They used to have a dark blue similar to my door here, but they didn't have that anymore. So I did with the squishy black headliner. I bought 1.5 yards of it, and that actually had quite a bit of extra still. But nevertheless, that was only like $15 at Hand On Cock Fabrics. I did cut it a little short here, so there's actually a piece of duct tape, because I couldn't quite stretch it. But the rest of it I was able to stretch and then pinch the rubber in like you're supposed to. And, I broke the little latch that this attaches to, so I'm working on fixing that. Other than that, it's still a very simple... it's SFC is the company that apparently made the sunroof. I pulled it out of a mid-80s Cavalier. But as you can see, it's very simple, which I certainly like. It's going to give me a lot more ventilation. And yeah, actually it turned out alright, you know. It said earlier, you know, there's some concern cutting a hole in a roof, but all in all, I think it looks alright. Fernando!
How are you doing?
I'm just finishing up the video about the install of the sunroof. You haven't even seen that yet.
No.
Yeah, I cut a hole in my roof. That was before the window got shot out. So you add glass and you remove glass, apparently. So, yep, good fun with that.
Nice.